Hello there, children.
Hello there, children.
Oh, that should not be echoing. That one's muted. That one is not. There we go. That was the problem. The volume was on kick for some reason. Usually, by default, it's muted, but whatever. All right. So, we have fallen back down the rabbit hole again. So, if you have been on my YouTube in the past, you know I love me the trading cards. Well, mostly the Amiibo cards, but like to show you, like you can see, I got cards out here. It's. I've said before, it's a sickness, and I think the sickness is back. Let me change. That's right. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so you can see, like I've got. I had some WWE cards that I opened. I've got like 15 different videos of me opening Amiibo cards. I got 11 videos of me opening Transformers cards. It's a little bit crazy. So here's what's going down. So again, it's not a secret. I work for EB Games Canada. We are, if you didn't know, we are an independent Canadian-owned company now. GameStop sold all the Canadian stores. We got bought by a Canadian businessman, and he is taking what we already did, and he's expanding on it. That's not a bad thing. But one of the places where they've kind of gone hot and heavy on is trading cards now. So a lot of our stores are doing the whole trading card thing. You know, taking single cards for trade and all that jazz, right? My store that I work at literally just got added a week ago tomorrow. We already took 6 Pokemon cards for trade. We already sold 4 of them. Compared to some of the other stores, it's not going as well so far, but the word's not really fully out yet for our store, I find. But nonetheless, that's the direction we're heading in as part of the expansion of the business. And myself, I'm not a Pokemon fan. I've never really liked Pokemon. It's not my thing. So I have no interest in the Pokemon trading card game, and let's just be honest, that's gone insane. Likewise, I've never gotten into Magic or any of those other things either, right? So like the Amiibo cards, because as you also know, if you've watched the Twitch streams and so forth, you know I play a lot of Animal Crossing. So I was all over the Amiibo cards. I've got tons of them. I think I'm missing like 60 cards total out of the original 450. So that's what's going on there. And if I can ever get my hands on more Amiibo cards to try and complete the set, I will definitely be opening those on stream. Well, or at least on a video for YouTube, maybe not live on stream. And then, yeah, we're doing all sorts of stuff. So our company is partnered with Collector. I don't know if you don't know what the Collector app is. You can find it on the App Store for Apple and Android. And it's basically a thing for collecting, tracking values, your collections, and all this and so forth. So it has a website as well. So this is mine here. And as you can see, I've been putting the Transformer cards in. Allegedly, this Lord Megatron card is worth $1,300. Most likely that just means that somebody once sold one for that price. It doesn't look like there's been a sale movement on it for a very long time. The few that seem to actually be up for sale now seem to be more in like the $90 to $150 range. So I've been adding my Transformers. I'm still not actually done. So like, actually, that's why this is my Transformers binder. I still have to add all this in there. Most of it's done. And these are just the regular size cards. And then we've got these large cards, which are bigger for comparison purposes. Well, whatever. We're not using that. So like this is an NXT WWE Austin Aries card I have. That's a normal size trading card. So as you can see, so I have them kind of just pressed between here for safety for the time being. But today on my day off, I did a little exploring around the city to some other card shops, and I managed to snag myself some top loaders for that size of cards. Let me change that back there so you can. So I snagged myself some top loaders, as you can see. So these are the right size for these cards. So this is perfect. So we got that. So we're gonna be putting some of these, and I don't have enough for all the cards, obviously, but we're gonna do some of the more valuable cards to start out, and then I was given some magic cards. It was just a bunch of generic random magic cards. I couldn't find them for the longest time. I knew they were in this yellow deck box, but I could not find the yellow deck box for the life of me. I have found it. So I've plugged all those in, which you can see if I go back to my thing here. So that's just my Transformers. So I got one for different stuff, right? Because they also track Funko on Collector, although they don't have everything in there. But there's a whole thing where there's like a Discord you can follow and for Collector, and they have what's it called? They have a form that you can fill out if there's anything missing. As a matter of fact, as I've been putting the Transformers cards in, there was about 10 or 15 so far that they didn't have listed on there. They've all been added since I requested it, so they're now in there. So even though I don't like Pokemon, I do have some Pokemon cards, not a lot. It's 2 promo cards and a Squirtle card. They're not worth much. Actually, one of the promo cards is apparently worth about $40. And that one is selling consistently, so that probably is more accurate. But yeah, so then I've got my Funkos, which I've added some of the Funkos that are in here and so that I've got and so forth. Well, some of these are my wife's too, but so I've been adding the Funkos in there. And then I added the magic cards I had, but as you can see, like, none of them are really worth anything. Like, most, other than this one here, which is apparently worth $1.60, or $1.59 if you want to be more accurate. The rest are all worth less than $1, right? Who cares? So, yeah, that's what we're dealing with right now, right? So yeah. So we might plug in more of these. Obviously, we got to get these cards into the top loaders, as I mentioned. I have some regular top loaders that I picked up from work as well for some cards. This is actually that magic card that's worth $1.59 right there. I've got it in just a regular sleeve. I'm gonna put it in a top loader. So EB's taking single cards for trades at most of the stores now. They don't take anything that's worth less than $1, even if it, like, there's only certain cards we're taking. For the most part, we'll take anything from Pokemon, Magic, Riftbound, or One Piece, but it has to be. It has to have a current value of more than $1 or less than $1,000, and it's not anything from the last 30 days. So, like, for example, they're not taking anything from Ascended Heroes right now. That's not to say they won't eventually start taking Ascended Heroes, but usually it's about 30 days, give or take. And so so since this one is like about $1.60, there's a good chance we actually will take this one for trade. So I'm going to take this one in tomorrow, and when I go into work, and see if we take it for trade. So I've got to throw that in a top loader to take home. I've got a binder here in front of me, which you can't see on camera. I might move it over here if I do actually work on this, because I can't really move my camera. And I actually did try to set this up with the other camera. It just wasn't working. If you've seen any of my recent unboxing videos, it's a little awkward. But yeah, but I can move it over here if we work on that. This is not a good binder for these ones. I'm actually going to be picking up another binder tomorrow. But anyways, yeah, so official release. There was pre-release today at some places. There was like the new Ninja Turtles Magic Cards, which officially released tomorrow. And I was checking them out just because a customer was asking about them. And I started to see some of the artwork on them and so forth. And last minute I pre-ordered some. And I don't know why. And then I remembered that they had done, like, I know they've done, like, these, I think they call it Universes Beyond or whatever. They've done, like, Spider-Man and Assassin's Creed and Fallout and Lord of the Rings and so forth and so forth. And there's just tons of stuff they've done, some of which I'm fans of those franchises, some of them I'm not. So some of them I don't care, obviously. But yeah, unfortunately, we don't have any of those older sets still in stock and so forth. They're doing Marvel in June, so Marvel as a whole. But anyways, on part of my little excursion today, actually, first off, if you go to the link tree, you'll see there's a link to my collector profile, so you can actually see all this yourself and see what I've got and what's being updated, etc., etc. But also, if you are on my collector at all, you saw my post I made on collector. I did, on my little excursion, I did pick up some older packs of Magic cards, which we're also going to be opening on this stream, as well as kind of going through a bunch of my other cards. So, like, I've got 3 of these type of binders. These are nice zip-up binders. They have double-pocketed pages. They still load from the top like a regular page, but they got the double pockets on both sides, like a pro binder. This is not a good binder. This binder mostly just has my odds and ends stuff in it. The Magic cards are still in the yellow box. I'm going to be picking up a pro binder tomorrow, which I'm going to probably use for the Magic cards, because I've got these, which, again, we're opening today. Then I've got those Ninja Turtles Magic cards I'm getting, and I did pre-order some of the Marvel cards as well. We'll see how this goes, right? Like, I don't know. Like, I just started to really feel the itch to collect cards again. So, anyways, enough just talking. Let's actually start doing. So, I don't need this at the moment, so let's go back to let's go back to full screen me for now. Nope, that's not what I wanted. Boom. And boom. Okay, so yeah, let's go back to full screen me for now. So let's get this Magic card ready for tomorrow. Ugh. Damn it. Alright. Toss that over there. Yeah, so we have a very nice little top loader. We're going to stick that in there. If we do end up taking this for trade, this theoretically this will be our first Magic card traded in. The 6 cards we had traded in were all Pokemon cards so far. yeah, so that is that guy there. So we will be taking that one in to potentially trade in tomorrow. Again, I'm probably not going to get much for it, but that's okay. Now, as for these Transformer cards, actually, yeah, I don't need... You guys don't need to see it, but I did want to bring this up. So I bring my Transformers thing back up. It'll show me the cards from most valuable to least valuable. So this Lord Megatron card is like one of these bigger size cards that I mentioned. These are in alphabetical order, so... Lord, there he is, Lord Megatron. So this is allegedly my most valuable card. Now, what was cool about the Transformers cards is they're double-sided, right? So they were all holographic on the one side, which has all the information for playing the game. And then there's more information, because what it was is, because again, Transformers transform, so there's their robot form, and their vehicle or item form, whatever you want to call it. It's kind of cool. So let's open this big pack of top loaders. There's actually things called Titan cards for the Transformers ones as well. I don't know where I put them at the moment. I know they're around here somewhere. Take one of these. So this is a bigger top loader, dude. I don't have sleeves for these ones, unfortunately, which is the downside. But yeah, I found these today too at a store here in Hamilton, so we put that in there. Boom. Good to go down there. So there we go. Lord Megatron all protected in a top loader now. Because that's something that's actually kind of bothered me a little bit, is that, like, I mean, I know it's starting to become more of a thing. Like, I know Pokemon has large cards. The Titan cards, I think, are the same size as those large cards that Pokemon does. It's about basically the equivalent of two of these stacked on top of each other. Okay, whose RC is the next most valuable card, which ironically is the one on the top. Alphabetical. So we're going to put her in a top loader as well. Whoa. So yeah. Beauty. Who's next? Nemesis Prime. I got a couple Nemesis Primes too, actually. Two of them, according to what I logged. Oh, it is tough. Maybe I should turn the music back on. Just turn it down a little bit. So yeah, late night streaming, doing the card thing. So one Nemesis Prime. And we'll load up the second Nemesis Prime. See, and that's the thing. I don't know if I'll ever be able to sell these, which sucks, in a way. But at the same time, I kind of want to collect the rest of the Transformers cards, but that's also going to be hard because it's a discontinued card game. But I want to protect these larger cards. I only grabbed the one pack. There's only 25 in here. I definitely need more. But I figured I would start with the most valuable ones. Alright. Next most valuable. So, yeah, so the Lord Megatron is allegedly $1,367. The RC is $68.31. The Nemesis Prime is $40.46. And the Soundwave is $33.49. Which is a shame, because as everyone should know, Soundwave is the best Transformer ever. And if you don't agree, well, you're wrong. So, yeah, like part of me would love to collect the rest of these. Oh. Yeah. Soundwave. I really like the art on these cards. That's kind of the reason why, like, so the background of the Transformers cards is that, I'm going to put the music back on. Just turn it down the volume. You should still be able to hear me over that. If you can't hear me over that, let me know. Anyways, what was I saying? Right, Transformers. The reason why I got into the Transformers cards, because Transformers cards were, like, when I was a kid, I collected baseball cards, like, when I was really young. I was very much into baseball, mainly because my parents were really into baseball, huge Toronto Blue Jay fans up here, and, so I got into it kind of by default. So I, started collecting baseball cards. I had friends that collected baseball cards. We used to trade cards, the normal kids activities, right? When I got a bit older, my friends and I started getting into like comic books and stuff like that. There wasn't a trading card game that was out back then. Apparently it still technically exists, but it's all like made up now kind of thing. But when it originally launched, it was by the Fleer company, trading card company Fleer. And it was called Overpower. And it started out with Marvel. There was like 2 or 3 sets, maybe 4 different Marvel sets. And then they actually partnered up with DC Comics to make a set. So then they were putting out both Marvel and DC sets. And they were all worked together. So like you picked 4 heroes. There was starter decks and stuff like that would get you started and so forth, that came with some of like 4 heroes and some cards to play. But then you bought the packs just like any other trading card game to like improve your deck or get new characters or whatever. And I remember my friends and I, we would play, and we had a lot of them and so forth. And the idea was that you picked 4 characters, and the cool thing was like you could intermix like once the DC stuff came out. Although the DC one did change how you played the game a little bit. That was part of the reason why they were still putting out Marvel stuff, because they redid all the character cards, which was the only things that really needed to be redone. They remade all the character cards from the first couple Marvel sets so that you could use them in the new gameplay mode, and obviously use them with your DC guys. So like if I wanted to have a team that was like Batman, Captain America, Spider-Man, and Superman, I could. Assuming I had the characters, of course. But yeah, so like that's we were really into that and so forth. And I'll be honest, I don't know whatever happened to my original baseball cards. And I don't know whatever happened to the Overpower cards. It's entirely possible I sold all the Overpower cards a long time ago. I really don't remember. Which sucks, because they were really nice cards. I kind of wish I still had them. But eventually they also added Image Comics as well. And then there was one more Marvel set after that. And then the franchise died. It got sold to another company, and yeah, there's a company that does it now that I guess owns the rights to the Overpower logo and name and everything, and they're using characters that are what are they called? What's it called? When it's public domain. They're using public domain characters. So guys like Godzilla and whatever, right? Which is not a bad way to go about it, honestly. Like, and so forth. Apparently, it still plays the same way and so forth. It is obviously, if you've got the old cards, you can combine them as well, which is definitely a cool thing. But it is a shame that like they can't relaunch it, because I always enjoyed the game personally. Oh, my next most valuable card is Dinobot Snarl. He must be a regular size card because he's not in this pile. So he must be in this pile. I'm going to put something... Hang on. I'll just use this so I don't lose where I was.